Thank you, Chairwoman Sanders. I'm Megan Hunt, M-A-G-A-N-H-U-N-T, and this is LB32. This is a new bill for me, but it's kind of along the same theme that we're talking about here a little bit. This brings a common sense change to our current address requirements for political disclaimers and campaign materials in our state. And it's something that balances the need for accountability with the need for safety that candidates have. So under current law, all political disclaimers, so that's the thing at the bottom of a mailer that says paid for by Neighbors for Megan Hunt, then it has the address. That all has to have the name of the campaign committee, the address, and the organization that paid for the mailing or whatever. And on paper, this was meant to promote accountability. I totally support it. I think it's really good. But the problem is that personal address. In a lot of cases, candidates don't have an office. They don't have, an official space or something like that. In a lot of other states, state senators and state representatives do get funds to have a district office, and they would put that address there. But we don't have that in Nebraska. So, of course, you have people putting their home address. And I've received feedback from many candidates that puts their physical safety in a precarious position. So what this bill does is it allows candidates to use a P.O. box on campaign disclaimers instead of being forced to publicly advertise their home address. I also want to be clear on what this bill does not do. It doesn't remove the requirement for candidates to share their residence, their actual address, with the Accountability and Disclosure Commission. That information will still be on file just as it is today. What LB32 does, is that what it is? Yeah. What LB32 does is it just makes it so you don't have to put that on the mail. So the thing that you're sending to everybody's house doesn't have your home address on it. I've heard from women who run on behalf of their candidates, from individual candidates across the political spectrum of all political backgrounds and ideologies, that they feel discouraged from running for office. I think that's something all of you maybe understand or relate to. Just because of kind of the increasing temperature politically in our culture right now, fear of harassment, fear of being targeted, and this is, a reality. One woman who ran for the legislature in the last cycle, she asked the NADC if she could use a P.O. box rather than her home address on her mailers, citing safety concerns, and because of our current law, she couldn't do that. It wasn't, as I hear it, I'm not speaking for the NADC, of course, but as it was told to me, the NADC didn't have a problem with that in theory. It was just that the law wouldn't allow her to do that. And unfortunately, shortly after her campaign began and she's knocking doors and sending her mail and stuff, a neighbor warned her that a man was walking around the neighborhood looking for her to talk to her about her campaign. And she wasn't home and nothing came of it, but, people were coming to her door and knocking on it, and she felt that that was a safety risk. And frankly, in the same position, I would too. So I think that there is a lot of data. I've got a couple pages here that I don't think I need to read through all of it, but I will summarize it by saying attacks on candidates is rising, attacks on lawmakers are rising. Studies from all over the country are showing that local office holders and potential candidates are less willing to run, whether it's for the first time or for re-election, because of abuse and harassment. And if you look at women alone, that number is even higher, nearly 60%. So to achieve a truly reflective democracy, to make a political culture where people feel safe to run, I feel like this is just one change we can make to say, we still have accountability, NADC still knows what your house is, where you live, but we don't have to put your personal address on every piece of mail that you send out. And happy to take any questions.
Thank you for bringing